Hello children. Today we will be discussing the prose All Summer in a Day by Douglas Bradbury. Now, before we start with any of the text, it's very important for us to know our author. I always see this because it helps in understanding the text. So let's collect a few information about our author and then we will continue with the story All Summer in a Day. Douglas Bradbury was born in the year 1920. He was an American author and screenwriter. Now this screenwriter or scriptwriter or scenarist is a writer who practices the craft of screenwriting. In other words, the person who writes for movies or other television programs is called a scenarist. He is widely known for his dystopian novel Fahrenheit 451. Now again, this dystopian literature is a form of speculative fiction that began as a response to utopian literature. A dystopia is an imagined community or society that is undesirable or frightening. In other words, a very bad place with all the troubles. Whereas utopia is a term used for again an imagined ideal society. Dystopia is undesirable, or frightening. Utopia is imagined ideal society, ideal society with minimal crime, violence and poverty. Bradbury's another very well-known work is The Martian Chronicles, which consisted of science fiction and horror story collections. Yes, I know that you all just love this kind of stories, and I believe that you have definitely enjoyed reading it. We now move on to the summary of the story, All Summer in a Day. This story is based on the planet Venus, and there it rains all the time and the sun rises just for 1 hour in 7 years. So even this story is a science fiction. According to the story, there were few astronauts who had shifted their families to the planet Venus from the planet Earth to start a civilization. They had also made an underground school for their children to study. All these children were 9 years old and were even smaller, around 2 years old when they were brought to this new planet. So they didn't remember anything about the sun. They had just studied about the sun in their school. They had various imagination about how the sun was and how it feels when it shines. But among them, there was one girl whose name was Margaret. She had come to the planet Venus just 5 years before, which means till the age of 4 she was on Earth itself. And while on Earth, she had seen the sun and had felt its warmth and had played with her friends and enjoyed during the daytime. And this was the only difference between Margaret and the other children. Margaret remembered the sun and the other children didn't. Margaret remained silent and was depressed because she missed the sun. She remembers its beauty and warmth simply because she has actually seen the sun. But the other children seems jealous or angry when she claims that she has seen the sun. Margaret tries to describe the sun and even writes poems about it. but she just gets criticized by her classmates, especially the boy named William. She just keeps dreaming about sun and summer and remains quiet. Thus, the other children thinks that she is different. Because of the continuous rain outside, she refuses to take shower. She associates the bathroom shower with the heavy rain outside, and the other children increasingly see Margaret as different from themselves. Knowing the fact that Margaret was getting more depressed day by day, her parents decides to take her back to the planet Earth, which would be a very expensive journey. When the other children came to know about this, they started to hate her. Finally, it was the day that the sun will rise for an hour after 7 long years. All the children were eagerly waiting for the sun to rise along with Margaret. One boy among them thought of joking with Margaret and said that nothing is happening today. You will not see anything. All the other children understood the joke and started laughing. But Margaret believed the prediction made by the scientists. The boy, along with other children, caught Margaret and locked her in the closet, little far away from the classroom. Margaret cried inside it, but it was fun for the others. They returned back to the classroom laughing. And soon after they reached the classroom, the teacher arrived and said that the rain is stopping. And then she asked if everyone was ready, if everyone was there. And the children replied, "Yes, everyone is here." This shows that the children were not honest because they knew that Margaret was not there. The rain started slackening and finally stopped. The children felt the silence. They always heard the tapping sound of the rain, and for the first time in 7 years, this loud tattering sound had vanished. And after some time, the sun rose. The author describes the sunrise in a very beautiful manner. He says it was a color of flaming bronze and was very large, and the sky around it was a blazing blue tile color. This simply means that it was very beautiful. And when the children were released from their classroom, they rushed out, and seeing that the teacher told them not to go very far because she knew that this happiness is just for 2 hours. And she wanted the children to be safe. She was concerned. The children, on the other hand, enjoyed it to its fullest. They kept on running for hours. This happiness is described in a very beautiful manner in the story. But their happiness was soon over when it started to rain again. The sky became dark. They returned back to the classroom and closed the door and heard the same sound of rain again everywhere. Then suddenly they remembered that Margaret was still locked and was the only one who didn't experience the sun in Venus. The experience outside was so beautiful that the children were now ashamed of what they had done to Margaret. They were feeling guilty and went to the closet door instantly and let Margaret out. Now this story shows the importance of the sun in our life and how it affects our mind and our physical appearance. In the story, Margaret was little superior to the other children as she had experienced the sun, whereas the other children were just 2 years old when they saw the sun and had no memories of it. So they were jealous of Margot's knowledge. They didn't believe her, but they bullied her and tried to put her down. But when they experienced the sun, they realized that Margot was saying the truth, and they really felt bad when it started raining again. And at this point, they realized their mistake and they felt guilty. Well, I want you to read the complete story once again and let me know all your doubts. I'll try to clear your doubts as soon as possible. Till then, stay safe, take care.